watching the clock, 10,000 hours go by. I keep putting in work, the tears are filling my eyes. I swear I've never been tested like this, but this is mine. It's not a matter of chance, just a matter of time. Never look back. If something's standing in my way, I always push back. If something seemed impossible, I never took that. Nah, cause now I know better. Can't stop, won't stop, I won't quit ever. This world is won't take me. The highest fall, it won't break me. The blood and sweat is what made me. I'ma get mine, just a matter of time.
Welcome everyone back to the LCK. This is Dangun, Statue, and also Bitto with the host show once again. And Coach Dangun is casting in place of Caster Jun today, so being a Friday that it is, you're gonna see his statue, you're gonna hear his voice, but what's the most important is that you're gonna hear Joel's voice, and that's the best part of it. And now we're looking at the game one that just happened. And we're seeing basically Hanwha Life tearing pieces to BBQ, really making fools out of themselves, and just a dominating performance on Hanwha Life altogether. And we'll see what all went through in terms of the highlights to see how Hanwha Life did it all together. And of course, after taking that red and taking that blue, really a sharp turn by the Kindred. And obviously, with that W, is gonna get the stun up with that rise, and Lava almost died, and with that flash, that might have been the difference with him dying and not dying, making a 1-to-1 trade would definitely would have went against Life, but in the end, collecting the most merits was kind of the best thing that happened in that early game. It really was just negating that damage from the minion, just flashing away, taking that one extra minion hit. It does prove pretty vital in terms of that early trades, very much in the early game, and we'll also get to see how it all went out. This is another image that you should be watching out for, and basically when it started off, level 1 vision trades that went all through. Sangyun already with that Orianna providing that vision in that bush. You can see in the opponent jungle just right there, and just not knowing basically anywhere else to be. Sangyun just provides that ball to make sure they know that anybody is going to be around this area. This is when the vision actually works out with that, with Sangyun just providing vision around that tri-bush, knowing that Ghost is going to be hovering around an area. It's going to be good to know that basically the ADC and the support might be around that surrounding, just around that space. And this was Hanwha, obviously using the W to pull the wolf out, and to see anyone really looking around maybe the bush just to see if there's any control ward of every kind. Not having to walk directly into the bush to save time for the inside of Hanwha Life, and Sangyun continually using that ball to make sure control wards are not in the mix, and just not having to waste time to walk all the way over there and back. Very important. And this was right here. Of course, that ward that came in later in the area, Trick after level 2, trying to go for the Scuttle Crab, and that that the Trick was going to be in that top part of that jungle, making that bottom part of that jungle a lot more free for Hanwha Life to take advantage of it. And so we always talk about vision being such an important asset of a winning team, and the team that best utilizes those potentials, that really gets them the best things about the team to get the best winning potential for the team that gets that down. And let's see what the fans had to say about that one. Obviously, Hanwha Life winning out, and it is the LCK's first ADC Orianna. We have to say APC maybe, just putting in that AP carry out there. And Really good stuff in this mage meta. Even Oriana making it to the line has caught a lot of fans by surprise, and we'll see. Obviously, Hanwha Life already used to, especially with Sangyun bringing out these creative picks to see how BBQ reacts. They didn't react too much in game number 1, and game number 2 could be very important here to see how they felt. And let's get a one-line summary. And of course, Danggun is very much awaiting this one-line summary, as you can see. For Azir, use the Rise. So that's abbreviated. And so Danggun is pretty mad at it. I'm equally mad, but it's okay. We're gonna get to game 2 and we're gonna be happy about all that. So we're sending it back to you.
Okay, I don't know why people are mad, but okay. But it seemed pretty simple to me. They're playing Azir, play Rise. Put that Oriana in your bot lane. But now it's gonna be Songwon picking up the MVP. This makes sense. Only 38% kill participation, one of the most comically low ones that we've seen, but there weren't that many kills, and it was just overall pretty dominant performance from Hanwha Life throughout.
Joel and also Danggun were mad because it was kind of a crappy contraction there. He was just trying to make his one-line summary and doing it in a ham-fisted way, so we don't like that here at OGN. We're creative, just like Hanwha Life was in their draft in this game. We thought, okay, some of these parts don't know about this Oriana priority, but quickly it turned into a great ganking lane for the Kindred, a priority lane for the Kindred to jungle around, the Rise doing well in mid lane, and the Oriana bot lane did her job, even if it wasn't the most explosive Oriana game of all time.
Yeah, it was, 8-3, I believe, the final kill count, so definitely not one of the bloodiest ones that we've seen, but accelerated pace from Hanwha Life.
That's an accelerated replay, too. There wasn't too much to show.
Yeah, it's done. Go ahead and get a nice look at Trick, who did have a pretty uncharacteristically poor game on the Trundle, which has otherwise been pretty standard for him.
They seemed surprised by everything that happened in the last pick, and then didn't really have much they were able to do. So, agency-wise, it certainly was a down game for the Trundle. Hanwha Life now on the blue side, they could definitely first pick the Trundle. You'd imagine that BBQ will be a little bit less ready to show us new meta than Hanwha Life Esports, who want the 2-0 and to close the gap as much as possible on the Africa Freaks.
Well, coaches are in the booth, so not going to have any of those 5-player swap shenanigans coming through for Hanwha Life. And of course, not going to be seeing Bono still. So Trick going to be playing and Ghost in the bot lanes. No changes. Hanwha Life just over to the blue side. Rakan still going to be banned away.
Support bans could definitely come through. You're looking at BBQ support bans. Gragas, Alistair have been their 2 big bot laners. Gragas jungle always a chance, but it's been 6 games of Gragas support already coming through from Ignar, and you want to also respect just the power of Xayah Rakan, the one bot lane duo. That's still getting quite a lot of attention. That's where Hanwha Life goes from here. Not too many picks you're really threatened by from the side of BBQ, and the Cho'Gath was one they already defeated in game number 1. Maybe they want to run a pick comp and they don't want to leave the Galio open as a potential counter, so they'll take the Galio off the board. First pick Zoe here, looking more and more attractive for one of our resident Zoe mains in Lava.
Yeah, I should be quite happy to go ahead and get that one in his hands. Saw him play it versus Jinair just in their last series.
Kindred's second ban by BBQ.
Yeah.
Is, while it's a good champion for Songwon, I'm not sure it deserves that much level of respect. Perhaps they want to leave open something like the Talia. And that's why Hanwha Life will ban it on blue side. I think Hanwha Life are between a Trundle and a Zoe first pick, and will take whichever one is left open. Anything else would surprise me. See if BBQ gives them the chance to trade. They don't. It seems like first pick Trundle is very likely for Hanwha Life, unless they want more stage time playing against it.
Well, Swain did make it through the draft. Hanwha banned that on red. It was their second ban in game 1, and now we'll go ahead and lock this one up. So still going for ambiguity with their first pick.
Higher priority than we've seen recently on the Swain. It's been Trundle who's been dominating when it comes to that side, and they will give up the Trundle, of course, snapped away instantly by BBQ. Must admit, I'm a little bit sad to see another game where we don't get to see good friend Ignar on an engaged support.
Yep.
He's going back to the Tom Kench doing the team thing.
You can Abyssal Voyage in, that's engage.
It's just not the same.
Yeah.
Is Alistair available, but not going to be selected? I'll see what Hanwha Life want to play on the blue side. The Pike is open. Don't really see.
He's getting the tap on the shoulder.
Yeah. Okay.
And you can do it. And they will go ahead and lock this one in for Key, which this does seem very much, this is going to be Key's wheelhouse as far as champions are concerned.
We like the Pike into Alistair because of Alistair ults. If he's below a certain health threshold, he still gets killed. by the death from below. Same story with the Grey Health that the Craze is going to be able to put down. So there is still some laning stuff that the Pyke can take advantage of, with the Trundle taken away and the Sejuani being a consideration here because Kindred's gone. They will jump onto the Sejuani for Songwon, or the pathing jungler for him. Don't get the crazy Trundle and Swain synergy. No problem. And BBQ that is going ultra standard Achilles. How about an Ezreal Tom Kench bot lane? Gen G would love this one.
Yeah, had this banned away from them. It was the final ban by Hanwha, so Ghost does get his hands on that Ezreal. And they're going to be banning a Malphite.
They're saying, hey, we would love to play Jace. And we already saw a player in our second series of tonight, So1, smashing on the Trinity Force Malphite against Jace. So Jace was banned in game number 1. Bit of a threat here from the side of BBQ.
We've seen that matchup go both ways, because it's not just a free start for the Malphite, can get knocked around, but Jace still going to get banned here by Hanwha.
But it's new Malphite tech, and outside of the early lane, it seems like eventually the Malphite just becomes too much to bear for the Jace. So seeing a lot of top lane bans here between Hanwha Life and BBQ in the second round. The Camille, another top laner that people have been liking to blind pick. At some point you wonder if Dr. Mundo is just taking a holiday, because he has been completely out of it with the power of Darius and Kindred and so many champions into the Mundo matchup. People just aren't playing it anymore. Final ban here from Hanwha Life. Are we continuing to curb top lane? We're not.
Well, I mean, BBQ, do you just go ahead and pick up the Gnar for crazy?
I think there's definitely a lot of validity to that. The Kennen could be the answer for Linderung, but that matchup has been won by Gnar a couple of times recently. Gnar priority is super high, so I could see it. The Yasuo ban here comes in because Tempt has had a really hard carry performance on it recently, so don't want to leave it open. And you're the prophet this time, Achilles. The Gnar second round first pick on the red side going to be increasingly common. People aren't worried about the counters like you are with the Dr. Mundo, so if you follow the formula, it comes to Gnar.
Yeah, what a crazy predict from me, you know.
Amazing. What about Kennen into it? Wouldn't that be good?
Oh my god, you know, they might just do that. Unless they have something else planned.
No, they don't.
But probably not. It's probably, yeah, it's just going to be the Cannon.
But what will be happening? Will it be the Pyke Swain bot lane? Or will we see a mid laner come through on this pick? A marksman also a possibility for Songyun. The Rise worked very well for them in game number 1.
I mean, yeah, again, this would just be ambiguity as far as where the Rise and the Swain are going. So could just flex that between Songyun and Lava.
I think it's also ambiguity based on, well, let's see what Temp drafts and then work it out later. I would imagine it's going to be Rise mid lane.
Okay.
But no guarantees on that one, and Songyun has been very confident on the pick. BBQ final pick, looking for a mid laner into the Rise. Orianna would certainly work for that, but then the flex could happen. You feel pretty good about it against Swain. I actually would like an Orianna draft on the side of BBQ, but Tempt is confident on the Azir. Didn't really get to do too much in game number 1. He would have been frustrated about that. And it seems like Rise versus Azir, 2 games in a row.
Okay.
BBQ don't want to do the Ori, they go with the Azir.
Just going to go ahead and take a second pass on it. So pretty much one attempt at the Stream of Shuffle. Didn't net much. Almost had Trick dying in that fight.
All his side turrets were down. They didn't have map control. So unfortunately, those were one of those games where Tempt said, well, my KDA is pretty good. We lost again. Feels bad.
Yeah.
Going to return to it now. Does mean the Rise gets the natural matchup, though. Again, Ori does beat the Rise, especially after so many Rise nerfs pretty well, especially as the lane goes on. But Azir will be very competitive, and if Trick can have a more supreme early jungle path, perhaps they find a way to get value out of the Azir the second time.
Yeah, needs to get going early here. Trick just was always second to arriving at, in lanes, at objectives, pushed up, tried to drop a control ward to keep the Rift Herald alive so he could contest it, but it was already dead. So it was just constantly a few steps behind Songwon. Now Songwon, he's going to be on a slower pace jungler. He's got the Sejuani coming through as opposed to the Kindred. We'll see if he can set the pace yet again for Hanwha Life Esports to accelerate them into a very fast 2-0 victory.
Might be a surprise to a lot of our viewers. It was actually the first time that Songyun has played the Swain this season. He's liked every other mage, including the Orianna in game number 1.
Yeah.
The first time he's flexing over to the Swain, been a big lava pick earlier in the season. We'll see how that looks, because another side of flexibility. If they can win with Orianna into Swain, the champion pool issues for some of the big teams who'll be facing Hanwha Life after today will start to actually become interesting, because picks and bans against this team, difficult to begin with and getting more difficult if they can show supremacy on these new picks.
Yeah, becoming more and more flexible and creative as time goes on. And this late into the season, when there's only a couple weeks left, that is a really nice thing to be showing in advance of the playoffs.
Big weeks for Hanwha Life in particular, still on that chase for top 5.
All right, well, a 2-0 will certainly help them get it. Let's see if they can go ahead and close things out versus BBQ, or if they can pick up another game win and take us to game number 3. Let's jump on to Summoner's Rift.
생선까지 30초 남았습니다.
And welcome back. Game 2, ready to roll. It's Crazy and Trick just hover in the brush.
They're hovering for coverage, but also for a potential late invade here. They want to do something proactive around old mate Trick, who was not able to get a good start in game number 1. Just trading so far, Trick considering his options.
Strong getting some damage in. Now Trick does show himself.
미니언들이
So that is just going to be the peel away. So we might have some family members here in the audience showing up to support.
Definitely been a family member summer. We've had a lot of family members over at the Nexon Arena as well. But
The
always
same thing in Underside as well.
Always great to see the support from the fans and from the parents as well.
I would expect this to be the time where you don't show that much support because it's so just darn hot outside.
It is, but a lot of people aren't at school. So a lot of people have less responsibilities. Mom and dad don't have to go pick up the kids from school. So maybe some chance to bring the family over and see some top quality League of Legends. Just a 2-0 for Hanwha Life is what the family members are looking for, no doubt. In terms of jungle starts here, we do see red buff is the start for Trick. Should be pretty predicted from Songwon, who did see Trick exposed on the top side at the level 1. Right now seems to be a trade of scuttles set up here. Double wards from both Hanwha Life and BBQ around the scuttle spawn. This is as standard can be. And Trick might actually spot the remnants. He will actually spot the remnants of the ward, so knows that he's inside.
No one nearby. Songwon up by the blue buff, so safe to go ahead and get that scuttle grab rolling through. Ignar and Ghost pushing forward. That's going to be the hook in. Ignar's going to take a tower shot. It's locked down for the moment, and he's going to fall below half HP. Good harass coming in. Good lockdown from Key, but now Songwon in an awkward position. The pillar to come down, flash over the wall. That's going to be a double scuttle coming in for BBQ.
Seems like the priority that Songwon didn't have in topside actually ended up costing him. Trick very assertive about making this play, and double scuttle already a bigger early game than he was able to muster in game number 1. No early gank onto Tempt means that he's going to have a more comfortable laning phase as well, and who knows if he got that 1-for-1 that was so perilously close in game number 1 when the Rise flashed away. Who knows, maybe the game would have gone differently. BBQ sticking with most of what just didn't work in game number 1, but so far so good in this game number 2.
Yeah, much better start. Let's see. Tempt is going to be, I think, a big X factor for me watching BBQ to see if they can find success. Right now, he's going to get pushed low, but Lava runs out of mana, so not going to be able to try to get the execution there with another overload. But Tempt didn't get that many opportunities to play League of Legends in game 1, so wants to have a turnaround performance, actually fully load into the game and participate this time around.
Trick himself, on his way over to the blue buffs, does end up with 2 big buffs in addition to the double scuttle. This will give him level 4 as well, so again, feeling really good about this game. And Songwon will get both buffs as well. It's going to be much more of a struggle and doesn't have the same damage impact as a Kindred, of course.
And just a bit behind here at the moment, throws that control over the side of the wall, just in case Trick wants to try to start up that Ocean Drake very early. They do spot it out, though, in the strike plan. Top lane.
It is going to be the press the attack coming through from the cannon in that top lane Achilles, and become more and more the norm. Sadly, Smeb's AP cannon, that's always the more fiery one, has become a secondary, and even he has become the meta slave and gone for on-hit to guarantee the laning phase win rather than the unsealed spellbook. That lets us know it's going to be AP, is a pressure lane for the cannon most of the time, but I feel like AD cannon hasn't been doing as reliably against Gnar, and recent Gnar play has been pretty impressive in the LCK.
Trick pushing forward. Just going to clear out the ward, so Linderong will be safe for the moment. But yeah, I blame Marin for the on-hit cannon. He's one of the few to bring that one out a while ago, and was ripping people to pieces with it.
I just have too much love in my heart for Marin to hate him for anything. He, yeah, can't blame him. He's over in China, not playing for TOP, even though they're doing a lot better.
He's just selling out with him, you know?
Just come back to Korea, man. We love you. Come back and play Cull Renekton, Cull everything.
They're just, you know, they're creating a World Champions China club. Just hang out over there the entire time.
On the bench.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, the things they would talk about in their tea parties. Speaking of tea parties, there's one in the mid lane.
Lava gets locked down on a Trick. Trades back a decent chunk of damage off that Trundle's HP, so he'll be fine. Doesn't need to pop the flash or any of that. He's K.
Back away. Kennen is not going to be able to push in early. Itemization here. It's going to be Blade the Ruin King coming through for Linderong. And Crazy, when he does back, will have full information about the item build path here and maybe make an informed decision. Going to be respectful. He's staying in lane. He has a item disadvantage, so of course it is smart for Kennen to run in and say, hey, go for a back.
Key. Zipping his way through. Trick on the top side there. Does have that control ward in the brush and knows that he's not spotted, but actually might have been coming down off the ramp. There's a ward in from behind. Just exiting BBQ's jungle, so seems like the Trundle was spotted on his way through.
Ignar shadowing. Again, still disappointed to see him away from the engage, but been trying to be a bit more team-focused in the recent games. Not so much about the 5th pick, Ignar pick on red side. They gave up any 5th pick support very early with the first round of that Tahm Kench. Trick rolling around. Gonna be top side, but is spotted on the dregs of that ward vision.
Yep, yeah, again. So, that got them a lot of value. Denied that gank in mid. And then keeps tracking him all the way back over to the red buff. So, decent amount of time that is going to be seen by Hanwha Life. See how Songwon's going to path accordingly. For now, just goes back to base.
Very uninvolved early game, which
Yes, it is.
you'll take if you're BBQ. They do definitely turn on earlier because Nashal's Tooth and 2-item Ezreal is where they really do have a lot of great options. See how the side lane looks, see if the Gnar can continue the recent trend of being surprisingly robust in this 1v1 matchup. But that's one that is Kennen favored to, on paper at least. Swaying going to take a while to truly have impact in the game. Very unlikely to leverage Swain for about level 9. Does feel like there's timings here for BBQ where they can really overtake the game, but it's obviously something they've been able to do a few and far between in the LCK, so their execution is always something we have to wait and see before we give them too much credit.
Lava's up top. Blast cone here. Ward over the wall, but that's going to be slicing Maelstrom coming down. Linderong does manage to get the Sun Flash into the rim as it's Crazy. Will transform, gets the wall up, gets the stun, into the wall. Linderong going low. Trick's going to arrive, throws up the subjugate and finds first blood. Now Lava in such a bad spot will get taken down. It's a double kill over to the Trundle. Hanwha Life tries to execute a gank. It looks good off the bat, but the arrival of Trick just shuts it all down.
There's too much desperation, I would say, from the side of Hanwha Life. They still tried to make the play work when they saw the full Gnar bar and knew that they wouldn't be able to get the kill. The moment the start of this doesn't work, you get the follow flash. It's so hard to pull this off, even with flash up on Lava. It's a level 7 rise. He's not going to have insane burst damage. Crazy plays it really well, basically getting a solo kill onto the Kennen. The ult is what actually kills him from Trick.
What a steal.
Double kill overall. But BBQ lap up, a bit of an over-eager play from the side of Hanwha Life.
Someone trying to answer something back as they push forward. It's not in that brush. Arctic Assault will interrupt Crazy. And seems like he is just going to be going down here. Locked up, Songwon finds that solo kill in the end. So 1-2, but BBQ still surged forward nearly 2,000 gold.
Probably needed that steadier on the side of Hanwha Life. It feels really harsh onto Crazy, though, given how close he was to getting away and how well he played after the first gank. We'll go back by a Giant's Belt and say, darn it, that shouldn't have happened.
I think we can ignore it, given how he played the 1v2.
The gold lead that would have stuck, if that kill hadn't have happened, would have been very large for 9 minutes into the game. Seeing a significant amount of gold from all the scuttles that Trick has been able to pick up. Walks up, get a blue buff. A lot more comfortable in this matchup now. And while this was a counter matchup for the Rise, by the end of spring season, all the Rise nerfs have made him a little bit worse at controlling the wave, and a lot of his base damages are not necessarily going to be registering onto the Azir as much as in Meta's past. So for now, at least, the Azir very happy.
It's going quite all right. Your shot barrage just to try to shove the wave here for Ghost. Love to go back to base and get that Sheen in. This Ocean Drake will be started up by BBQ. We have 4 members here. Sungwon, yeah, no real way trying to get in there. And now taking a fight. Impossible. Up top, Linderong throws down a slicing Maelstrom, gets locked up, stun pushes him back up the lane. The wallop locks him down. Another stun here as he lightning rushes away. I think he might be able to make it out alive. Meanwhile, back in mid lane, someone gets jumped on, flashes over the wall, and will get taken down. Ignar finds the final hit as he enters the Raptor pit. Gonna have to get a replay to see what the hell just happened.
Seems like a big collapse with the ultimate there from Ignar. Gets them the kill. Crazy winning the trades in topside Achilles. If you look at the Hanwha Life comp, it's largely around pick and also playing around a split pusher who is winning. They don't have a winning split pusher. They have a losing split pusher in this Kennen versus Gnar matchup. Things quickly falling apart for Hanwha Life.
Yeah, and now it's going to be a TP in just to help confirm the pickup onto the Rift Herald here for BBQ. Ignar just re-arriving, swamps out his Summoner spell. Now that Cleanse Flash ready to go, taking the Scuttle Crab simultaneously. Key sitting nearby, but zipping his way in would just be insta-death. As Crazy started cheating down as well. So nothing this Pike can do as he looks on. And Linderung, even without the Hyper Procs coming through, just the Boomerang is still ripping him for quite a lot of his HP bar.
Hyperprocs, less relevant when you're against much squishier opposition, so you're right. The Q is going to be the great part of the damage here for the side of the Gnar. Base damage doing just fine. Hanwha Life just really in an awkward spot where they're looking increasingly like a pick comp that's going to lose their outer ring of turrets and not be able to get any picks unless BBQ makes some pretty significant mistakes. So finding a way to win this game with an on-hit cannon and the Ryze and Swain who still need time is going to become tricky given how strong BBQ is and the fact that BBQ are close to the Miramana and Iceborne Gauntlet and the National's Tooth on the Azir. This game slipping away from BBQ, sorry, from Hanwha Life, unless we see BBQ make mistakes, and maybe this will be the first one.
Just gonna try to pull him over the wall. Temp gonna be flashing away. But Trick is nearby. The pillar comes down from someone and just has to go ahead and take that Arctic Assault over the wall to keep himself safe.
I think he misplayed the E there on the Azir. But Flash was able to get him out anyway. Ignar is controlling this brush, and Hanwha Life don't know for sure he's there.
Push up to the top, Sungwon. Big Assault not going to hit. Slicing Maelstrom comes down, but Crazy just takes a nice little double hop out. Keeping himself safe for the moment. Nearly has that transformation and also has his flash up. Sungyun, in the meantime, he's getting pinched on. Will go golden as Ignar arrives. Underneath the tower. Seems like he'll be safe. Doesn't find the never move. That's Crazy. Takes that Glacial Prison to the face. Pushes them back up the lane. Linderong taking a couple tower shots, but will still be able to get the kill onto the Gnar. And then still going to be first brick coming back in. So Hanwha Life do manage to get some gold on the board. They're still down by about 1,000 at the moment. Finding their ways back in. They're taking baby steps to get themselves into this game.
But they trade up pretty significantly in the top lane. The Rift Herald is needed to catch up in tempo here. Getting this turret does actually make it overall good for the side of BBQ. But Hanwha Life still have to make that play. Sungyun.
Oh, flashes away. Trick following in. He's going to try to take him down. See the Pike arriving. Bone Skewer not going to get that connection.
Didn't get either. I thought for sure it would get at least one. This is really good for Hanwha Life. Even though they're losing objectives, remember that the only way you win as a pick comp with a split pushing cannon is getting the cannon ahead and actually setting up vision for you to play aggressively. They can't get an inner turret, but if cannon is losing trades against Gnar, their comp really doesn't do anything at Kilios. So while it feels bad to pile on and give up against Rift Herald a map play, this is the best that Hanwha Life could hope for after the rough early game start.
Yeah, it's helping to stabilize. So, still hold on to that outer turret in top. Linderong just going to zip his way back up there. Doesn't have the TP at the moment, but almost takes down the inner turret in top lane. That could be very crucial for them as we go later into this game, allowing them to get some deeper vision into that top side of the jungle, allowing them to play around the Baron a bit more effectively.
At least they have something there. A pick comp with no turrets and cannon losing to Gnar renders Hanwha Life's entire draft basically void. They need somewhere to play around. They get the kill also on the top side. Cannon will build for lane only, and the Gnar will have to choose between straddling the line on that particular way like you say, Hanwha Life will continue to jungle around topside and at least give themselves a fighting chance, even if BBQ is well ahead in the first 15 minutes.
Hanwha is going to be sweeping through, trying to clear out as much as they can at the moment. Dragon going to be on the way in about another minute. It's another Ocean. It's not going to be the most highly sought after. BBQ just pushing forward yet again.
But for Ghost Intent, and at least it's the first 2 spawns, but
Okay.
given how void bot side is, BBQ are like, we could use double Infernal at
Well,
this
they're
point.
looking for the Gnar, but that's going to be a control ward thrown down, so Crazy will just have to go ahead and surrender the inner tower, which is fine for Hanwha. They're happy with that.
Jungle around where you're strong, give up on any hopes of Drakes, be happy it's an Ocean, not an Infernal, because you can't really set up to defend it, and keep going. That's all they can do, make it along top side, and when it comes to Baron, magical things can happen, and I think Hanwha Life are desperate for a Baron. Obviously 4 minutes till that spawns, Songwon capping this brush. Crazy doesn't have a ward in it, but Linderang has already been going for... this is another Hanwha Life AFK in the brush scenario, but this one is quite smart because they know that Gnar is eventually going to be priced into coming to topside. Linderang reveals, and this is not the 2-minute Songwon special, but it's still something where Hanwha Life trying to find something topside and looking a bit comical bot side.
Yeah, they keep looking for the Gnar, but it's going to be everybody on the side of BBQ looking for Songyun, and they find him. The flash still down. Doesn't have the stopwatch anymore, so he will get eliminated. Pressure coming in, but really want to gank Crazy under the tower inside the base?
They do. They definitely do, Achilles.
Well, he's almost got the Gnar bar built up, so going to have to go soon. And they ruined it. Okay.
Able to execute on it. That's what Hanwha Life want to do. Find a way to just keep pushing, keep damaging topside. Lava's pushed up, but it's only going to be Ghost and Trick trying to gank him. Doesn't look pretty from Hanwha Life, but they know that which side their bread is buttered on. May not matter. May not be a meal. The bread and butter can actually win, but they're trying. They're trying as much as they can, and sometimes it doesn't look so good, and the Ocean Drake will be a freebie inside of BBQ.
Yep, second one going to be coming through. Add a little sustain on both sides. And I'm pretty sure he's gotten one. We don't have the tracker here. But I'm actually not sure if Songwon has gotten a Scuttle Crab so far. Everyone that I've seen taken has gone to Trick.
Gold lead in the early game.
He's definitely close to 100% take on Scuttle Crabs from what I can tell.
Sadly, we don't have the Spo TV Scuttle tracker, but I think you must be right. In the early game, everything was pretty close. There's only a couple of kills, and yet there was a huge gold lead, which is usually indicative of those high-value camps going the way of Trick. He is very, very tanky, but while we know he can run at the comp of Hanwha Life and basically counter the entire comp with magic resist, which, you know, it's 80 cannon, but he still has a lot of magic damage. Again, Hanwha Life have shown very clearly they're not interested in team fighting. They know they will lose team fights, and that's why they keep packing up topside, and that's where Trick is a little bit less useful around the members that keep repeatedly ganking Crazy.
Well, Azir pushed up top. Temp just going to be hanging out. We'll see if he wants to throw up a sand tower for now. And actually try to lane this out, or if we're just going to see another rotation come through. But given the Gnar is down in the bottom, it seems like this is probably going to be the champion allocation from the side of BBQ and Hanwha.
Tempt has his flash and cleanse up, so Songwon still sauntering around the Baron. Don't know if this is a play they can actually make work, but they seem to want to try it.
Be looking for it. Keep pushing forward. Finds that control ward. Abyssal Voyage is up for Ignar. He could drag he and Ghost into that top lane, and Trick is also roaming with him.
You just can't kill a Summoners Up Azir fast enough for a play like that to happen, as Ghost gets frustrated by the ward being replaced as he's about to kill it. Again, bot side is where Hanwha Life have their one advantage. BBQ, everywhere the cannon isn't, is where they want to play. They roll up here, and Hanwha Life going to cede this objective. Playing a dangerous game, Hanwha Life, opting into a lot of down trades in terms of tempo, but they're so worried about the teamfight comp that BBQ has that to them this is the best play they can make. Baron's not on the map, so you can continue to be less respectful around your top side control, but soon that won't be an option for Hanwha Life.
3,500 gold at the moment here for BBQ at 20 minutes. So still maintaining that lead, 4-2 in towers, with a Baron coming up in 10 seconds. As you mentioned, Hanwha desperately would love to get their hands on that, but how do they get to that point? How do they actually try to execute on the Baron? Killer coming down, just pressuring Songwon back. Blue buff going to be taken by Tempt, it would seem. Nope. Smite comes through. Songwon gets it.
Has another charge of his smite available. Kilios, with the current lane assignments, you don't really get it, unfortunately. BBQ have too much power now, leveraged around that area. That's why you pull off the lane swap and put BBQ onto the bot side. Crazy, I mean, onto the bot side. And for now, at least, the items are coming in slowly. Slowly, the side of Hanwha Life, they need their Void Stars. They need a bit more threat behind the Swain and the Rise to make these plays work. And all Hanwha Life can do is start to put down vision and hope for the best.
Well, they get to step into the Baron pit for the first time in a while, so at least move to this side of the map. There is no wards to be had here. They'll push over the top, control ward cleared out. Not going to get the catch onto Tempt. Not going to be able to get a control on the Baron.
A big gank onto Linderer.
Yep. Like Rush immediately coming down, goes jumping forward. Slows him up with that Cutlass. Crazy's hot on his heels, does have the flash in case he needs to pop. In the meantime, Glacial Prison coming down on top of Trick. The move not going to connect. Trick flashes away. Looks like he'll make it out with his life.
Linderung also.
And he didn't flash.
Nice, he played there. Linderung used his Blade second so that he was able to actually get more movement speed overall. It was Cutlass slow into a Blade the Ruin King there. No Blade for Blade just yet. Blade coming soon for Ghost. They're able to open up space. Remember, Tempt shows up, there's no way to kill Trick, and they get a Summoner, so at least that's a good feel for the side of Hanwha Life. Trading evenly in that scenario is probably more than Hanwha Life expected, so they'll take it.
Not bad. Good on Linderung. Keep himself alive, so not going to get picked off. Key is just constantly on ward clearing duty. Only got the 1 assist, so hasn't really gotten to play Pyke the way that he would like.
Swain been sitting at this item total for a while, went back and got Sorcerer's Boots, understanding any damage out of him early rather than later into the game. Control is not going to be enough. Hanwha Life getting the Baron, like you mentioned, is going to be so hard because their Baron damage outside of the Cannon is very low. Cannon himself seems to be building towards the Rage Blade, so that would at least give them Baron threat if he was grouped, but for that to happen, they would have had to get multiple kills beforehand. Yeah. For now, it's seeming tricky.
If he's missing, they probably know that the Baron's under threat.
Yep.
So everyone's just going to collapse over there. Little Prison coming in. Tempt has the cleanse. Go ahead and shuffle his way out of there.
Trade up in terms of cooldowns, but no more than that. Linderung needs a way to kill Crazy. Maybe that Rage Blade is actually going to represent that. Seems like Black Cleaver being built. So Crazy building a bit more for lane in terms of an offensive build on this Gnar. Does mean that Linderung may find some openings to actually take him down.
So not going to be that tanky when it comes down to fighting against Lava and Songyun in these team fights. So the Gnar will get chunked out a lot by the magic damage. Still beefy, but recall coming through. Tempt almost caught, but no vision on that side. Otherwise, I'm sure Hanwha Life would have just gone ahead and pulled the trigger on that.
Speaking of pulling the trigger, we now have 2 items onto Tempt. We soon will have a Blade the Ruin King onto Ghost. And with these lane assignments, they can persist with Crazy holding Linderung on the bot side. At some point in BBQ, you have very good Baron damage and also Smite. A play onto Baron to force Hanwha Life, who are right now playing a very dangerous game of poking in, getting cleanses, using ults, and trying to pick off one person, drawing them into a 5v5 that you're pretty set up to win. Trying to contain the Baron forever, you have Baron damage and Smite if you want to claim it, and your turn is strong, your 5v5 is stronger. This is the only area where you're weak in the 1v1 now, as finally the items have come through for the Kennen. Starting Baron is the way for BBQ to stop these shenanigans in the bot lane from actually biting them in the butt.
I'm sure they're happy about being this far ahead, but a bit of a bad feeling when you're up 3-0 in Dragons, but they happen to all be Ocean Drakes. At least an Infernal on the way, but Linderung with some pressure applied by Lava on the side will finally be able to knock down that turret in bot.
Need to start that Baron soon, BBQ. I understand this time, maybe play the Ruin King, maybe that's the Herald, but you need to be making Baron plays if you're BBQ Olivers. They're trading though, 1-for-1 in turrets so far, and Trick and Tempt at least do kill turrets quickly.
Go ahead, chunk this one down. Lava just now arriving. Someone pushing in from the side. Gets a lot of damage in. That's going to be the Glacial Prison down on a Drink, and I don't know if he's going to make it out this time, but he does go gold. Now it's going to be the arrival of the Abyssal Voyages. Ghost gets escorted in, and that's going to be Pike disappearing. He just gets annihilated, doesn't even get a chance to use the flash. He goes down. That's likely to be the turn to follow. Anyway, is a little bit further away, but now BBQ. They're on the blue.
Nice
Trick
kill.
this low. Do they want to push over towards Baron?
They're going to take this turret. I am, and it's a safe choice, but Lava.
It's going to be scooped back in, pushed in. Trick looking for the kill. The shields come down, but he's got nowhere to go. The pillar pins him in, and Tempt picks up the killing blow.
Big assertive play. That's a second kill. Otherwise, the turret should go down. They won't make a Baron play. They get the turret, so it's 2 turrets to 1 and 2 kills. Advantage BBQ, but not enough to actually get a big objective like the Baron.
Linderong gets a lot of damage in onto this tower, but does fall low. Takes a couple turret shots, so not really going to be able to stick around for too long and push in here with this wave. He's going to have to peel back soon. Does have his flash, so he's feeling a little saucy and will play forward for a bit longer than I would have anticipated, but starts cutting back now to go for the recall.
Good to see Tempt finally have some agency on the Azir. Game 1, just a passenger in the game. He wants to kill Key again.
Yeah, he's going to get jumped on. Trying to zip his way out, Pillar. Not going to be predicted correctly, but Ghost arrives with the TP. Key spotted now on the control ward. His Trick is still hot on his heels. True Chop Barrage comes through. Does a lot of damage over to that Pike as he is just trying to buy some time.
I thought the second series when the music would have to be played, but
Oh,
he got out. He got
Wow.
away. Wow.
빨간 팀의
he actually
포탑이 파괴되었습니다.
pulled it off.
He did.
Okay. Oh, yeah, they just realized.
Nicely done by Key. Wasn't quite yakety sax. I thought the yakety sax music was going to be needed, but instead he made an intelligent play. Uses the dive there in order to get to the brush, and he gets away.
The day that you almost caught Captain Pike Sparrow, but now Abyssal Voyage here from Ignar. He comes in by himself. He's flashing in. He's trying to go ham here. Lava throws down the Realm Warp.
Does he get
The
it?
Valor
No!
comes in. Ignar denies that one away. Saw one gets locked up, and they have so much damage, and he is going to die. Tempt finds that kill. And now no smite available. The tanky frontliner for Hanwha is gone. BBQ, they're going to be looking at Baron.
They're going to have to fight this one. They have Zonias. They have the Kennen ultimate. I think you have to come for it. Otherwise, Baron dies so fast.
Starting to push over. You know, arriving Baron down below half HP already. Need a miracle steal. He gets that bone skewer. The smite comes down. Trick finds a Baron. Massive stun into the wall. Followed into the wall up there onto Linderong. Crazy. Just locks them all in. Songyun goes golden, comes back out, gets taken down. Tempt finds the kill. That's 4 members dead. Key is the only one. Zipping his way away from this Baron. BBQ looking to take us to a game 3.
Really solid stuff from BBQ. They get the Baron that they were set up to take for quite a while now. They got the picks earlier to make this work. Got Songwon down, returning to the scene of the crime. Baron was always going to be theirs. Hanwha Life had to be quicker and try layering their AoE damage. They didn't want to opt in. They were a little bit too slow. Members go down. Nice ult here from Ghost to clean up Linderong. They've already taken the inhibitor in the picture-in-picture. They're wrecking the base, and I think we're going to game number 3.
Yeah, it would seem that way. This BBQ somehow throw in the next few minutes here. 2 inhibitors going to be taken in one fell swoop. Songwon pushing in, finds Ignar. Knows how this went last time, so he wants to go his separate ways. And BBQ have a massive lead now.
Even Hanwha only had a single win condition that was basically averted the moment they lost the Baron, because now, of course, split push is much less of a reliable thing to do. Safe to say that BBQ have done it. BBQ have closed this one out. Tempt has so much agency on the Azir. You see why he prefers it over the Orianna, that while she can theoretically make things happen, it's a bit more situational than just dive in there, flash in, make the big Shurima shuffle play, and good things will happen. Good things have happened for BBQ and Hanwha Life, who remember, knocking on the door of the top 5. They've been up and down recently. They haven't won this series against BBQ yet. It's going to be a best of 1 to see if they even pick up the match victory.
The only person dying on the side of BBQ in this game is crazy. The camps coming through onto that Gnar. Otherwise, Hanwha Life have not been able to do much of anything at all. Crazy's bringing up the bot lane. Everybody else piling into mid. And Linderong hovering up top. Will have to recall. Doesn't have a teleport or anything to try to flank in from behind. So we'll have to come straight up the center. Try to tackle BBQ from the front. Gonna have to do something soon. Recall comes down. Tower gonna be broken. Third final inhibitor, exposed super creeps in onto the Nexus Tower as Hanwha Life just kind of have to watch this one go as Key is taken down below half HP. Shot Barrage just clip him. BBQ are in for the finish.
But now going to wait for the minion waves. BBQ know they've almost done the job here. They've worked so hard to pick up the victory. Linderung may be strong. He's going to draw some resources if he dies, though.
Yep. Shot comes down, Songwon trying to push forward, but even he will get chunked out by Ghost. Quite strong here on the Ezreal. Slicing Maelstrom comes down. Abyssal Voyage used by Ignar just to go ahead and finish off that cannon once and for all. First Nexus Tower down to about half. Not much extra HP remaining on the second one. BBQ trying to finish this one out before the 31-minute mark.
Here's the minion wave. They're going to go for it.
Pushes one forward. Auto attacks coming down from Tempt and Ghost. Rip through the tower. Shrimmer Shovel comes in. Scoops up Songyun. Goes into the back now. The Megadar comes in. Hits one to the wall. Songwon is going to be trying to retreat as fast as he can, not to give over another kill. Flashes away from Ghost, so he can't pad those KDA numbers, but BBQ will be closing out this game. Ghost will be getting his kill, and we're going to game number 3. BBQ looking to pick up a third series win.
Well, they're having a bit of too much fun under the Nexus. We actually see a fountain kill come on to the Azir, but they'll win the game. Well-deserved victory for BBQ. They went very much keep it simple in their draft, went with things that they like to play and also a very standard, easy-to-execute comp. Hanwha Life tried some crazy stuff to really set up around Linderung, but it was just too easy by the end to be dissected by the team of BBQ. BBQ Olivers are no longer a free win after being that for the majority of the early parts of LCK Summer, but everyone's getting better, and if you take too many liberties, you just lose to BBQ.
Yeah, I mean, going back to something that you said pretty early on in that game, you said, you know, unless BBQ makes a massive mistake, Hanwha Life really just need a Baron to try to get in here. And in the past, you'd be like, well, that seems pretty likely. BBQ, you know, will trip up somewhere. Hanwha Life can kind of take the reins over, turn this ship around and get the victory. But that's not been the trend as of late. BBQ has been, you know, still slow to get their match wins in. They just have the 2 so far on the season. But when they get a lead, they're actually better at executing on it and getting a victory off the back end.
The fundamentals that you just don't see when a team is losing 2-0 every time are emerging for both Jin Air and BBQ. They're getting better at understanding how to repel any sort of ways they can lose. They minimize their mistakes, they play around the Baron, just lane swapping and saying, yes, Cannon is still beating Gnar, but it's on the other side of the map. You're not going to get Baron control or anything out of the 2 turrets you got earlier. What's just a smart macro move that maybe BBQ in a 0-10 scenario wouldn't have been able to call on the fly. On the fly, they're able to play very solid in this game. I like the Azir out of Tempt. The Orianna made a lot of sense, but the Azir was what he felt confident on. When he plays that Azir, it seems like he has the agency to actually punish mistakes from Hanwha Life.
Well, we finally see the Swain from Songyun, but doesn't work out so well for Hanwha Life. We'll see if they still want to try to use that in the future or if they're just going to scrap it after one attempt. But yeah, damage figures coming through. 4th Tempt in the mid lane with that Azir. Quite strong, as well as Ghost on that Ezreal.
SKT and Hanwha Life both playing BBQ back-to-back this week. People criticize SKT saying, okay, 2-1 over BBQ. What does that mean? The best case scenario for Hanwha Life is a 2-1 over BBQ.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's going to hinder them getting into the playoffs, make it a little bit harder for them. We're going to go to a break. We'll be back in just a few.